Welcome to Revontuli Coast. Thanks to Expansive Worlds, we've got the opportunity to check out this map a little bit early, and as always, we'll do our best to go around and look at all the new species and everything that's coming with this map in just a couple of days. June 28th is the release for anybody that doesn't know, and the official price has been listed at $7.99 US, or the equivalent of that. So the first thing we are going to do is unlock this outpost so we can go through inventory. And I think we'll probably look at some of the new items. There is a lot due to the amount of waterfowl. And the first thing I found interesting, outside of the fact that they have a new design for the cache, at least in this particular outpost, is that the decoys, a lot of them come with the DLC. Now, I'm not 100% certain if this is a Revontuli Coast DLC thing or maybe a Wild Goose Chase DLC thing, and I'll explain why. But I've not purchased any decoys. We have in our inventory already 10 feeding, 10 searching, and 10 sentry for the bean goose decoys. And if we scroll down through some of the others, you'll see we don't own any duck decoys, but then we get to the gray lag geese, exact same thing, 10 feeding, 10 searching, 10 sentry. We don't have any of the other ones other than mallards, which we already own from Latent Lakes, but at least for the goose decoys, we already get those, so I don't know if it comes from the Revontuli Coast or maybe the Wild Goose Chase. Either way, we are going to stock up on the duck decoys as well. And remember, you get 10 with one purchase. You're not only buying one, so don't way overbuy. I wasted a bunch of money early on in my playing days doing that. Now the next thing is the deluxe water layout blinds. We also have one of those in our inventory without actually having to purchase one, which I think is really good for newer players with a lower cash total. If we go into the storage without having bought one, we can go down here to the bottom, past all the decoys we just bought, and we will in fact have a water layout blind already ready to go. So we're not going to focus a ton on waterfowl today. We will do some waterfowl hunting. We'll try to figure out what the best loadout is to get moving. And we've got our first waterfowl on Revontuli Coast, some Eurasian widgeon out there about 200 meters away. And I think maybe the best way to approach this is with a loadout consisting of not very much and a tent. Because I was unsure of what waterfowl species we may encounter first, rather than just filling our inventory with a bunch of different decoys, I thought what we could do is bring a tent and then go and get our decoys from here. That's going to allow us to be a lot more versatile in what we set up, and if we go and find the widgeon decoys, we can make a setup. Also, evidently, there are some Goldeneye out there. That female goes over 1,000 on the estimate. I don't know if males or females are bigger. That one also goes over 1,000. So we'll get some Goldeneye decoys as well, but I wanted to explain why I said that we're not going to be doing a lot of waterfowl hunting in this video, and that is because basically right after this video drops, I'll probably give it 15 minutes or so to set up. We are going to be doing a pretty long stream in which we're basically going to focus on the waterfowl. So one good thing about this is that we'll have one setup to go with. By the way, all of the waterfowl collars come with the DLC. You do not need to purchase these, which is really nice. I don't think we're going to bother equipping them right now. This is not so much about hunting these ducks, it's about getting set up. And I really think the tent strategy of just having that and being able to choose any of the decoys will be a good way to do this. So we'll place our boat blind and decoys and go from there. That is interesting. Did the decoys do that already? I don't even have a 22 equipped, but all of a sudden, we've got quite a number of ducks around, so maybe we can actually hunt them briefly. We'll kind of see how that goes, but I think the decoying is going to take a lot of time and kind of fine-tuning, trial and error to really get down. What I've done for this setup, at least for now, is the Goldeneye on the right side of the blind and the widgeon on the left side, thinking that maybe that's going to help. I'm really not sure if it's going to make any difference, but I mean, yeah, let's try getting the collars and see if anything comes in. Apparently this happens really quickly. We are just kind of getting back here, and we've got ducks all over. Now the problem is, I didn't see a Goldeneye collar, and I was looking through all the different duck colors and seeing what attracts which species, and I didn't see anything for the Goldeneye, but we'll try to get one of these with the 16 gauge and just kind of see how we do. A little bit far, I think, but should be more than doable. Might even be able to get one other. They are so much faster than the mallards used to be. I think that's going to make waterfowl hunting a whole lot more fun, but we at least got this one. 813 as a silver, diamond is 1200, so none of the females that we saw going over 1000 would have been anywhere near diamond. But look how much cleaner the harvest screen is. The animal in it is so much more visible. I think that's going to make a heck of a difference with screenshots and stuff going forward, but let's jump in the blind. I guess I'll maybe grab the Beacon Deluxe duck collar. That it doesn't list Goldeneye, but I don't know what else to get. That is pretty cool. It's not super consistent. Like, ooh, that's a pretty good one there. It's not like it's non-stop, but it's consistent enough that I would actually just relate it to Canada goose hunting the way that it's been for a while. A couple of minutes, and we've got all kinds of stuff happening. There are tundra bean geese over there. Got them landing in the water here, so does that mean the normal Beacon Deluxe color works? That could be the case. I don't know where our big duck got to. This is insane in the best way possible. Where did he go? It could be, and this is maybe not the best spot. That's not him, but it was a decent one. It could be better. Oh, I think it just caused us to dismantle the blind. I don't know what just made us spook everything. A little unfortunate, but I honestly have no idea where that big one got to. At least we got a duck. I don't know why they all spooked. The blind is still there, so we did pick up a Goldeneye hen decoy. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. To kind of replace that, we'll get back in our blind and claim the, unfortunately, silver Goldeneye Drake there. So, assuming that ducks work like any other animals in Call of the Wild and they're a part of the animal population file, eventually we'll see that big one again. There are all kinds of bean geese out there. Now, in theory, we should maybe set up for them as well. We'll see about placing something over there, but I do want to actually get on to explore more of the map and some of the big games, so maybe we'll jump out of here. I've got to say though, right away, pretty cool to see how the waterfowl works. We may have an opportunity to shoot one of the bean geese though. They're just kind of heading our way. I don't think level 3s are significant. I was looking at that female because all the others were 2s, but another 3 there. We'll try to get this right. Tough to say what kind of lead we need, especially when they're flying at us. New species are always a little bit different too. When you imagine the different size, the different rate of speed they're flying around, but I decided to grab the 22 just for this, and so far, it's not really helping us much, and it's interesting. Usually, there we go. With the Canada geese, it was quite easy. That definitely was challenging, but we did get it. Unfortunately, we got it over the tiniest little island, so I guess we gotta run all the way over. I guess it's technically not so much an island as it is a peninsula, but at least we're able to get out here and check it out. I just want to see the textures and stuff, especially in the new harvest screen, but not much to see there as it landed upside down. It is a silver, so that's more than confirmation that they will max at level 5. Almost a gold, 2.74. I do like, though, that it's not all ending in zeros, I guess. With Canada geese, or with a lot of species, you get like maybe 2.70 would be gold, and then 3.0 would be diamond. I think this adds a lot more variety, just seeing those scores, but a really nice looking goose. Looking forward to seeing some of the rares and stuff for them, but 250 meters, no wonder we weren't hitting it. I thought it was a lot closer than that, but anyway, now maybe we can get on to some of the land creatures on Revontuli. I've just noticed something with this max weight brown bear, and while it's maybe going to reduce the number of like rares and trophy animals we get, I think it's a good thing. They've finally fixed the map. So rather than picking up one track and seeing the fur type, the health, all that stuff with one singular track, now you actually have to discover it. So if we were to stumble upon a disturbed veg, which I guess I missed one back there, that would tell us the fur type, but no longer can you just get one track and have all the information. I think that's good, even though, as I said, it's probably going to slow things down, maybe make it so less rares overall get shot. Red-brown, though. Not a previous brown bear fur type as far as I'm aware. I definitely want to try to go and find that. He is, I guess, kind of expectedly just a mythical, but I'm most interested in seeing the fur types, so if we can get a good clean shot off with the 303, we'll try to get him down. Gotta make sure we get past the tree, but I think that'll be into a lung. He is starting to go down, so I'd say that'll be the case. And as I said, I'm pretty sure red-brown was not a fur type in the past, so I'm curious to see that. And not only that, the other fur types for whatever other brown bear are out here. We've got a light brown from that female. Now that was a fur type in the past. And as for our mythical for one, I mean, just look at that laying on the ground compared to the old brown bear. And I always thought the old brown bear were pretty good. That is exponentially better. Let's take a look in the harvest green. Again, the contrast and the color in the harvest green is so much better. Not bad, 27.3, 0.4 shy of diamond. It was a left lung shot there at 82 meters, but I can't get over the harvest green and just how much better that looks. That will be something for sure, and again, because of the changes to the map, and overall I think it is a good change. I can't remember how big the capercaillies we saw on stream were and if this would be a max weight one or not, but we're gonna have to be checking Disturb Veg for brown bear tracks for sure. I hope fur types like Spirit and Gray still exist, but I'm intrigued to see what there is. By the way, apparently kind of just south of our duck setup, a couple of other bird species hanging around here. I mean, if he's gonna fly right towards us, we can try with the 22. Unfortunately, we didn't reload. Now, I can't remember. I think it's just the ptarmigan that have to be shot airborne. However, reload times being as they are, we might need to make an airborne shot on that guy. Man, I don't know if it's just me. It could be. Some of those shots felt like they were on, but we got him at the end of the day with the 22. And at least that'll confirm we get the full score regardless of whether they need to be shot airborne or not. But pretty sure the grouse could be shot off the ground. Once again, a silver. I think that's good though. I'm thinking back to a lot of the bird species, and very often, basically, the males are golds no matter what. And again, I think this goes to the variance in their scores. Diamond would be 435. I wonder what kind of fur types they have. I feel like the gray is not the common, but I could be wrong there. Finally, we get to see a male capercaillie. I think we hit that first shot with the 16 gauge. I had just decided to go with that over the 22. It is very slowly going down, so I'm unsure if that second shot hit. I don't want to hit him again. I'm going to assume then, because we had that 3 to 4 kg track earlier, that 4 to 5 kg is probably max, and if past maps are any indication, there would probably be a chance a max would estimate level 2 capercaillie or level 2 duck, level 2 grouse could have a shot at being a diamond, so don't want to mess that up just in case. But I think at the very least we've got a solid gold on our hands. Of all the things I wanted to see today, this was probably number one on the list. So let's pick this up and see, especially with the new harvest screen. It is a gold at 4.3. I wonder, they're very similar to turkeys. 4.64 is diamond. Turkeys and cinnamon teal 4.60 is diamond. So similar but different. I wonder then how big they'll get. Turkeys and cinnamon teal max at 4.8. I'd like to think because the weight estimate goes to 5, that maybe they would be a little bit bigger. Pretty cool though. I think of everything we've shot thus far, this is the first one really worth taxing. By the way, one shot, one pellet, but it was enough to bring it down at 40 meters, which is probably good to know. Going forward, I would like to think, kind of similar to pheasants, any shotgun hit is potentially enough. 5.00 kg is the max on that weight, by the way, so they should get a little bit bigger. Another species I don't think we've seen thus far is a black grouse. Maybe we can go and get close enough to get a shot at that. Well, I hear it. I do see it. That does not mean we're going to be able to get a clear shot off, though. They are really tough to see going through the trees. I think that must be it. It definitely looks to be a black grouse. Much easier to make that shot than when they're going through the trees at 100 miles an hour, but that is a pretty neat looking bird. very similar to the Capercaillie, but smaller. What? Oh my. 119.7 when diamond is 120. That's a little unfortunate, but I think it does go to my point that a lot of the newer maps, one level below max, those animals can make diamond on occasion. Being 0.3 away on this guy, I'd say there is a fair chance, but man, at 15 meters on the 16 gauge, he had no shot, and I do think for sure that it was worthwhile switching to the shotgun. Glad we went and pursued that, and good to know. I think it was 1.12 to 1.25 kg. Probably the max weight estimate to follow. Well, interesting. A level 3 whitetail down here. I was gonna say by itself. There actually are some others, including a level 1, so maybe we can manage to get them both. But I'll show the lake on the map just so you guys can see where we're at. Little one, actually really little one, not even the one I was trying to head to. Kind of middle, kind of center west of the map. And I'm not even sure what their drink time is. It's currently 11:10. It's 8 to 12, a little bit different than any other drink time that we've seen. But wherever he got to, he's over there by himself, actually good and broadside. Probably now is the time to take that shot. Interesting. He's not actually bending down to drink. I'm not sure what's up with that. We'll go ahead and get the spike as well just for the heck of it, but I wonder if that was because he was standing too close to the shore. I've seen that kind of happen with some things before, and that is something we're going to have to get used to. I think it was a Capercaillie warning call. It's kind of a deeper sound than a lot of warning calls for bird species that we're used to, and I kind of just ignored it out of instinct, but definitely something to pay attention to. And I think this has a little bit of a rancho vibe to me, in that almost anywhere you go, even while you're hunting maybe some big game species, you can encounter birds and small game along the way, and having a shotgun and just paying attention to those warning calls certainly could increase your total number of kills. Where did that come from? The odds we're gonna hit that were not good, but I guess it was worth a shot, or 2 shots, as the case may be. But let's grab our spike first, and then fingers crossed for the level 3. Man, I mean, it can't be overstated how much better everything looks, but the whitetail, it's just incredible to see that in the new harvest screen. I really can't wait to maybe use some of those screenshots even for thumbnails, and who knows, depending on what this guy scores, we could have the first iteration of that. So fingers crossed. Diamond at 259.6, look at that in the harvest screen. That is so much better. It's amazing to see that. Now the one thing is, maybe one day we'll get it. I wish this didn't cut off the animal, because you could get so much better screenshots without it, but we can kind of make do for now. We'll tax that, and our first Revontuli Coast diamond is a whitetail deer. Who would have thought? We were 0.3 away on a black grouse, which I guess I probably would have preferred since it's a new animal, but nice to get a little bit of redemption, and technically that one maybe makes a little more sense being that it was a max level. You know, I've had a lot of Lynx warning calls as we've been going along today, and generally I've ignored them. If I've been able to spot the animal, I've at least checked on the level, but I've got to say there's been a lot of males, and my experience with Medved Taiga Lynx was generally that if I did get a warning call, it felt like 80% female or so. Now maybe it's just going to be kind of that initial spawn phase. A lot of times that does seem to happen, so I don't want to get overly optimistic about lynx hunting on Revontuli, because remember, lynx drink zones have been removed. There's going to be no lynx drink time on Revontuli or on Medved with this update, but the amount that we've encountered today, and like I said, generally I've ignored them, it's pretty encouraging. Maybe there's going to be a good opportunity for stuff like this to just kind of catch them out in the open. The terrain on Revontuli is a lot different. It's a lot of fully mature trees without as much underbrush, so even though this guy was out in the open, had he been, 20 yards into the trees, there's not as much to hide him, and we might have a better chance to actually spot him. That is just so good. I really, really like that harvest screen. It might be one of the most impactful, I guess. Kind of changes with this update, not of course including the map itself. So maybe on that note, we'll jump back to our duck setup. Maybe some wigeons will actually drop by. I mean, we know they were at this lake. And if we're lucky, that bigger Goldeneye could come back as well. But I just kind of want to see if we can get any more from there. And then we'll probably head back to the Trophy Lodge quickly with our Whitetail and Caper Cayley. Just in time, and there he is, I believe. 1067 to 1267. We literally just got settled in here. I grabbed the colors, but haven't had the chance to equip them. Man, there are too many ducks. I thought I had kept track of which one he is. It's that one right there. So when he circles back around, we'll try to get the shot off. We know 1200 is diamond, so he's definitely got a fair shot at it. And we saw with the ptarmigan earlier, it could indeed happen. I want to get him spotted again. That's him. I think he's about to land. I mean, that's fine too. The issue is, it was going to be almost impossible to get a shot off without just spooking everything. That is an odd situation, so there's a way to kind of, I guess, work around the dismantling of the decoys. One would be just place them farther away, and that might be the thing we go with in the end. The other thing you can do is ensure your loadout is too full to actually pick them up. Now, I thought that we should have killed 2. Actually, I guess we could have, because we were in a blind and that would limit the hunting pressure, and in fact I do see 2 dead right here, so one of them should be our bigger drake. The other, I have absolutely no idea. That is a hen, 825 silver. So as for the big one, I think gold at 1184, again pretty close, when diamond is 1200, definitely a nice one. I think we'll tax that too, and then we'll go back to the lodge and take a look. Probably the way to do this is going to be the second lodge, because the main lodge doesn't have a lot of available spaces, but we should be able to make something happen with the second trophy lodge. So with everything now placed, first of all, our diamond whitetail up here on the wall, our first diamond from Revontuli Coast, and I don't know if it's the hype in the air of a new map, but even as the small rack, that looks good up there. And then of course we have our Caper Cayley right here, 4.3 scorer. A lot of these were really good goals today. I'm excited to keep on hunting and see what we find out here on the rest of the map, because we did not cover that much ground today, which I think does speak to the density of animals on the map. But then our Goldeneye that we just shot, these might end up being my favorite species just for the models. They look incredible. And I'm sure there's going to be some really cool rares to encounter as we continue hunting. And then our black grouse, 0.3 away from diamond. One of my favorite looking birds, and something I didn't even know about really until today. Like, I saw them in the EW streams, but to actually get to take one and see it up close in person, I like them a lot, and who knows what kind of rares they may have or variations as well. Pretty cool though. Our first hunt on Revontuli gets us a diamond. The waterfowl hunting looks incredible. I cannot wait. Really soon here, we're going to head out for a pretty long stream, setting up waterfowl setups and doing a good bit of waterfowl hunting and talking to you guys about what you guys think of the map and I guess what to expect in just a couple of days on the 28th for the release. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.